Hey everybody, this is Perch. How important is beauty to comics? I think there's a lot of arguments that happen on social media around this. And one of my funny, or one of my favorite kind of comedy articles, and I think it was Kelly Thompson who did this for CBR, maybe? I don't know, it was a listicle that got written. And it was basically, what if female superheroes got actual legitimate costumes? And then it basically, I think Chris Anko was part of that. I don't know. They took a lot of the women in comics and they redesigned their costumes to make it look less sexist. And I found it silly because I'm not sure what the point of that was, because you're solving a problem that isn't really a problem. And the problem is, if female superheroes are going to run around in skin tight costumes with their ass showing, again, if you're not if you're not a fan of that, don't buy it. What's often surprising to me, not surprising, sorry, just amusing is the right word, is that we see these people who say, if you don't like Captain Marvel, you don't have to watch it. How many times have you seen that as a response? Somebody's bitching about Brie Larson for some dumb shit or the other, and people will respond with, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. Well, why does that logic apply there, but does not apply when you say things like, I miss the old days where Psylocke's ass would kind of be in a thong and she just kind of, fight off ninjas with her ass. Like, why? And the people are like, that is sexist and terrible. That is the kind of gross comic, like that. Okay, incel. And, why does the same logic of, hey, if you don't like it, don't buy it, why does that suddenly not work? Isn't that the same? I mean, I think it is the same, right? I mean, put it this way. And I mean, this is me being kind of free market guy, and this is why I probably piss off people on either side, although fewer and fewer people are calling me a fence sitter these days, so that's nice. Every now and then I see somebody show up in the comments, and they're usually coming from one particular channel, which for whatever reason has decided that the best way to inflate their absolutely pathetic subscriber count is to shit on me. And I mean, like, again, I don't know who you're talking to. I don't know what kind of, what you're trying to do there. But you'll see things like, oh, Perch has no opinion on anything. Fuck. I mean, 3,000 videos later, I think there's plenty of opinions out there. But anyway, I inherently am a fan of, Deconic statement. I pause there for dramatic effect. I'm a fan of Deconic's statement of, if you don't like the comic, don't buy it. I'm a fan of it because it is some brutal just logic. Now, as I've said before in other videos, I mean, as a creator who's hoping to get money off this stuff, that's maybe not the smartest thing to say, but as just truth, it's not. It's pretty damn correct. The free market turns out works pretty well, and if you don't like it, don't buy it. And so if you're gonna go into your comic shop and you're gonna pick up a comic and it's full of bullshit, don't buy it. And it may stick in your throat a little bit, because I know some people get hung up on the yeah, but it should exist, or yeah, but I've been following this character for 40 years and now they've turned the character into a weird little simp, and I'm mad about that because I like this character and look what they've done to my boy. I hear you. I understand. Your most powerful weapon is not comments on YouTube. Your most powerful weapon is close your wallet. That is a powerful weapon, because as much as this is where you lose me with YouTube videos are like, yeah, but even if they're not making any money, they're going to keep publishing anyway because they just are so pissed at men that they just want to fuck them. No, it turns out that no money equals eventual poverty. Maybe not as fast as you like, I grant you. IDW has been hanging in there for a while, but they're from what I keep hearing from everywhere, layoffs are coming, and that company is kind of 1/4 away from their funder going, you know what, I'm tired of losing money, fuck it, I'm writing it off. IDW is perpetually 90 days from death. And look, I grant you that, boy, it sure is annoying when old, Heather is up there being a bitch, and she works for IDW. Why won't somebody take care of this? Yeah, I get it. I get it. At the same time, you need to get comfortable with the fact that you're not contributing to it, you're not paying money for it, and it's gonna die. It's just not gonna work. But the subject of beauty in comics. I mean, I guess I don't know what people want. I mean, what are you bitching about exactly? Comic books are idealized people. They're superheroes who are wearing skin tight outfits, flying around. Everybody looks like they spend every waking moment in a gym, getting every bit of plastic surgery and everything else. I mean, it doesn't make sense. The problem is we can't wake up in 2024 or 2016 or 2012 and suddenly go, you know what? I was thinking about it, and having a woman fly around who apparently never seems to age, has no cellulite, and the tits are just perky and amazing, whether she's underwater or in space or anything. Like, it's just the most, like, this isn't realistic. Yeah, no shit. It's not realistic. Also not realistic are the guys who, basically are in chiseled human form who, I mean, like a Batman will go out there and he will get the shit kicked out of him on a regular basis. And then he's like scaling buildings, bombs are blowing up in his face, all kinds of stuff. And yet he still has a completely chiseled, muscled physique. He is able to be fighting the Joker's henchmen and wade through acid and the sewers. And then he changes in his limo into a pristine tuxedo and goes into a cocktail party, and women are like, just fuck me, Bruce, fuck me. I mean, they're just throwing themselves at him. Like, what, he smells like sewer. If you just think about all this shit for 5 minutes, seconds, you realize that none of it makes any sense whatsoever. You can't have Captain Marvel. She's like, I'm just a stay-at-home cat mom who's living in my apartment and every now and then doing Netflix and chill. And then I'm going to throw on my, vinyl plastic fuck me costume, and I'm going to fly into space, and, that my tits are amazing. Like, none of this stuff makes any sense. But you know what? That's why people buy it. The problem, I think, with a lot of comics is that people got too into the idea of hyper-realism. They read Watchmen, and they're like, man, this is a dark and gritty take on superheroes, and it's hyper-realistic. Well, guess what? It's not. It's not hyper-realistic. I get that Owlman was drawn as a little pudgy, but the Silk Spectre and some of these other characters still look like, I mean, if these people were walking around in real life, they would be a 10. They'd be like somebody, many of you go out in the world every day. You look around, you do whatever you're going to do. God help you, you go to Arby's. I don't know. But you do whatever it is you're doing. And how many times do you see somebody who looks like the characters in Watchmen? Even Rorschach, who is drawn to be like an unwashed kind of, guy, is still muscled, invincible, can beat everybody else up. Like this isn't how it is. The majority of people you see in real life are schlubby, out of shape people who, avoid taking the stairs whenever possible. That is real life. That. So, let's just stop, talking about, comics need to reflect reality. Nobody wants that. And even when you think you want it, even when you think you're getting it, you aren't getting it. Here's something that will blow your mind. Have you looked at the comic Faith? The comic with the heavy woman who's flying around, and what is her superhero? She's called Faith, but was she called Zeppelin for a while, or is that my imagination, or some kind of cruel joke? I don't know. Anyway, you look at that comic, and I defy you to do this if you can get your hands on it. Yes, she's fat. Look at the other characters of that comic. All of them are like a fashion show. They're not like the human beings walking around. They're all even the NPCs in the comic are models. None of this is real, and it doesn't need to be. The idea of we have to have the superhero, the women, be like real women. One, Nobody actually wants that, even if they say they do. They don't really want that. And two, why? Even when you go to, by the way, when you go to Hollywood and you watch movies there, and the movie's like, this is one of the things that cracks me up. Most people like Wes Anderson movies are a real reflection of of humanity. What are you kidding me? The people in those movies are are models. They're beautiful, idealized actors. You have, you get Scarlett Johansson wandering out. Yeah, that's like a woman I see every day in real life. What are you talking about? Even these low-budget films have the characters in makeup hiding every flaw. If you want to really have some nightmares, take a look at porn actresses, not Riley Reid, because that woman's a goddess. But if you look at some of these other porn actresses, and they have little videos of them before and after. Before they put on all the makeup, and then after. And there's a significant change. If we really wanted a true life slice of life of humanity, why is it that every piece of entertainment, whether it's porn, whether it's superhero comics, whether it's slice of life movies, whether it's reality TV, hey, here's something that will, I'm sorry to be the spoiler here. Reality TV, turns out a lot of those people on reality TV go through makeup and wardrobe, and they have lighting to film them in flattering lights. Survivor, when they put people on, I don't know if they even do it anymore, but they put people on an island or some desolated place, they starve them for 30 days. It turns out they're still going through makeup. They're still being filmed with lighting and effects to make them look better. Even when in theory, they're roughing it in the wild. That's just what entertainment is. If you hate that, okay, but you're shouting into the wind. And for the love of God, why are you making your Battlefield superhero comics, which by nature are meant to be idealized entertainment? That's just stupid. So, relax. And, if you don't like it, like the great DeConnick said, don't buy it. If you don't like Power Girl's boob window, don't buy it. The problem is a lot of the people who are bitching about all this stuff, I think, by the way, are pirating it, which is even worse. So now we're saying, I'm not paying for it. I'm not putting any skin in the game with this comic, but I'm still pissed and I want you to change. Oh, fuck off. Comics, entertainment, movies, games, all of these things, whether they admit it or not, are idealized. Even, by the way, when Sweet Baby Ink or whatever comes into the picture and is got sensitivity readers and everything else, I can't help but notice that the people still look idealized. I give you this. Take the most woke comic or game you can find, look at the people in it, and go, like they put a strong, diverse female in on here, and they put a woman who's heavier here, do you remember all the videos and the bitching about Mary Jane and Spider-Man 2 and how there's a self-insert for one of the developers. She looked kind of square and blocky and homely. And you're right, by the way. She does look that way. Still, take a look at that character and then go into your local grocery store and tell me how many women are more attractive than that. The answer is not that many, which is sad because they are dumbing down and uglying up these characters. But still, quit gaslighting me into telling me that, you've made things more fair and diverse and equivalent. You haven't. You're still glomming up these people. So when you say, I'm pissed at J. Scott Campbell because where the hell are the organs in these characters? Sure. Okay. But you're telling me that this other comic is anatomically correct? You're telling me that when I'm picking up a copy of Wonder Woman, that now this character is drawn and portrayed as a average woman that you could see in your local QFC or Kroger or wherever the hell you are, Publix. I'm sorry, by the way. Whenever I see this store, if you're not familiar with Publix, it's Southeast. I don't know if it's anywhere else. I always see it when I'm in Florida. And the first time I saw it, I'm like, that store is called Publix. But it's Publix. Anyway, no matter, you think you've dumbed it down. If your goal is to truly make it lifelike, I'm sorry you failed. You made it uglier, congratulations, but you still made it unobtainable. How wild is that? Anyway, I don't expect to have a lot of likes and agreements on this, but I'm just pointing out a simple fact. If you're going to do it, do it. But don't say you're doing it and then just give me some other weird ass version you're comfortable with, but is neither attractive nor realistic. I mean, I don't know what the fuck you're doing at that point. There you go. The dumbest rant ever. Thanks for listening.